everybody, it's Jo and welcome to Lunch and Learn Live. Apologies for my delays, a few little technical glitches, otherwise known as I was so deep in strategic planning with the team that I may or may not have forgotten that I was supposed to be here with you. But here I am now. And it is great to be here because I've been giving lots of thought to exactly what I want to talk about today for a whole week. Because it is Giving Tuesday today, and I love today. It's like the birthday party of the Hunger Project in my mind. Well, it's not just the Hunger Project, it's every charity out there. But for me, it really is a very important day for the Hunger Project. And that is what I am excited to be sharing with you about today. And somebody is going to win the opportunity to have a one-on-one coaching session with me. So as you arrive here in the session, please do say hello. Let me know where you are in the world and what's for lunch where you are. I know downstairs Trace has made us a beautiful spread. I'm here at the moment. We've got our seasonal planning retreat with the team. So we've got 5 of the integration team and the lovely Tracy here with me today and yesterday. We've been busily crafting the direction for one of many over the last couple of days. And we're super, super excited to be taking, they're excited to be taking a break and having some lunch, and I'm looking forward to going and joining them shortly. But I'm excited today because on Giving Tuesday, we have a big goal together, and I want your help to achieve it. Now, first of all, if you're not aware of the other part of my life, I am a trustee on the board of the Hunger Project. Now, the Hunger Project is an awesome organization that support women, not just women, but men and women, but we have very much women-centered strategies in the developing world, places like South Asia, Africa, Central America, through community-led practices, helping them to be the authors of ending their own hunger and their own poverty. We see the problem of world hunger not as a billion mouths to feed, but a billion willing, intelligent, and creative partners in solving a problem that doesn't work for any of us. And that's one of the reasons I love the way that the Hunger Project works. I like to think about them as perhaps the world's biggest leadership training organization. And the leaders that we're training are grassroots leaders who are ending hunger and ending poverty in their communities. And that's why it really inspires me so much. Today, I wanted to share with you my lessons from the villagers of the Hunger Project. Because back when I was pregnant with James, so we're talking about 9 years ago now, holy moly. So Greg and I have been investing in the Hunger Project for even more than that, over 10 years, must be 11 or 12 years now. I was on an investor trip to Bangladesh. And whilst on that trip to Bangladesh, I met some of the most extraordinary human beings, people whom I am blessed and privileged to have come across, to have had the opportunity to speak to discover their perspectives on the world. And they really changed my life. And today I wanted the opportunity to share some of their stories with you in the hope that they may change your lives too. Because we very often look, I think, here in the West to, entrepreneurs or politicians or big leaders with a capital L for inspiration in terms of developing as human beings and developing as leaders. But my good friend Kathy Burke, who wrote the book Unlikely Leaders, based on stories from the Hunger Project from her 20 years as a leader inside the organisation in Australia, she, I think, makes a really valid point that even more inspiration is to be felt from and learned from these individuals who are up against extraordinary odds, making deeply transformational change, which is why we're all here. Like, this is why we're here as one of many, as women who want to make change to impact our corner of the world. These leaders are some of the most inspiring leaders you will come across because the odds they're up against are extraordinary compared to what we see. I know when I went to Bangladesh, I expected to feel a lot of things. I thought I would probably feel guilty about how much I have and how little other people in the world would have. I think I expected to feel pity, like to think, again, for those same reasons, to go and think, God, how awful it would be to be in this sort of situation. Um, and the God's honest truth is, I felt none of those things. What I felt, what I was overwhelmed by as we traveled around rural villages in Bangladesh, in the Khulna district, which is a long way from the capital, Dhaka. That's where the Hunger Project do most of their work, is in rural communities, not often inside big cities. And what I learned as we were going to these various little villages where the Hunger Project had supported people was, well, not even what I learned. I'll tell you what I learned in a minute. But what I felt was humility. I felt like here is someone I've always related to myself at an identity level as someone who's an overachiever. I've always related to myself as someone who can make shit happen. I've always related to myself as someone who won't take no for an answer and just will keep working at something until I can make it work. But I did not expect to be humbled beyond imagining as I met woman after woman after woman, child after child, who were doing more with less time. They were doing more with less resources, financial resources, than I could ever have fucking imagined, quite frankly. And I remember coming back to our little hotel at the end of every day and, wrangling my bloody morning sickness and all that shit that was going on at the same time, thinking, who the fuck am I? Who have I been in the world? When I see these people and what they're achieving and compare it to what I achieve in my life, I can achieve nothing compared to what these people have been achieving. So I remember at one point our bus, a little mini bus that we were on, I was there with a group of women from Australia, all of us investors in the Hunger Project. Everyone had raised over $10,000 to be on this trip. They'd either gifted it themselves but the overwhelming majority had fundraised through, all sorts of things, fashion parades, raffles, challenges, peer-to-peer fundraising. Like all of these women, there was about, 15, maybe 20 of us there, had all raised over $10,000 for the Hunger Project to be there. So we'd all done the work already. And as our little minibus pulled into this kind of hut with a corrugated tin roof by the side of the road, we walked in there in this little village, and it was packed to the rafters with women and a few men. There was probably, maybe 30, 40 women in there. And one after another, they stood up and they told us what they had done in their village. So that, they'd come from all over. And a woman stood up and she said, and she was speaking, we had the translator translating for us, but you could see it, even though I didn't understand her words, you could see it in her body and her body language. She said, in what I've been doing since I did my work with the Hunger Project, I've started my own fish farming business, and I have brought the micronutrient program for maternal health into our village. And I'm still raising my own daughters and I have grandchildren as well. And we're all working together. We have our own self-help group. And then I help such and such out with the remedial development school as well. And like woman after woman after woman stood up. These are women who are farming to feed their families, who are busy getting, buckets of rice off to market to feed their families. These are women who are juggling a million things just to kind of feed themselves and their families. And then in addition to this, they are taking on visionary steps in their communities to make a difference. And woman after woman after woman had a story like this. And I remember sitting there bearing witness to this, 30, 40 women in this little hut saying, I've been doing this, and 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 I've been doing this. Just going, holy shit, I get nothing done. Like that's what I came away feeling. These women are incredibly effective, incredibly impactful. And here at One of Many, we support women to be even more impactful without burning out. But I've got to say that one of the chiefest sources of inspiration for me on a daily basis, and especially since the pandemic when everything has seemed so uncertain, have been these women. So I want to tell you about one or two of them, right, today, because I want you to take away an insight for yourself, a lesson for yourself. So I want you to think about right now a challenge that you're facing. What's a challenge that you're facing in your life right now? Put it in the comments section. I want to hear from some of you. What are some challenges that you're facing? It might be a leadership challenge. It might be a personal development challenge. It might be a family challenge that you're facing, something, the juggle, whatever it could be. What do you like? Think about something specific that you'd like a new perspective on while we're chatting here on Lunch and Learn today, because I think that's a good place to start. And hello to everybody who's here. I can see Patricia is there. Good to see you, Patricia. Alison, hello. Hi, Valerie. Good to see you. Hi, Irina. Great. So Sahin is saying her challenge is starting a new coaching business. How do I do it? How do I start a new business, right? Great challenge to identify for yourself. Well done. What else is out there? Hi, Cecilia. Fantastic to see you. What other specific challenges have you got? And if you're interested in a one-on-one coaching session with me to support you on these challenges after the fact, stick around because I'm going to tell you how you can enter that competition in just a little while. So he also says juggling family, health, and how to make money whilst in the UK building a business. Anne Marie, thank you, is facing some family challenges. Irina is facing challenges with a family, a car accident, chaos. Melanie is saying agreeing custody arrangements with her daughter with a narcissistic ex. Challenges indeed, right? Patricia facing the fear to stand out in the world. Good. So you ladies have got yourself a specific challenge. So as I share these stories from Bangladesh, amazing human beings that I met, that I was able to learn from, I want you to find what lessons are in there for you. So I want to start with the story of a lady called Taslima. So Taslima is a woman that I met in a tiny little rural village. We got off our bus. We walked into this village. It was a few, huts made of, cement and corrugated iron roof and, or open kind of meeting spaces with, wooden pillars and iron on the top. They're very simple homes. There wasn't flooring. There might some homes had some rugs on the floor, but most were just dirt floor, kept very clean, tidy. And as we walked into this community, the overwhelming first visual impression was the color. All of the women were dressed in these beautiful, bright, vibrant saris. The kids were all had these amazing big smiles on their faces. They were all really thrilled to see us because they knew the work of the Hunger Project and they knew that investors from Australia were coming to visit. And it was really beautiful to be welcomed in. And as we were in this kind of lean-to meeting area, Taslima stood up and spoke. And Taslima was a mother, a very busy mother, and she was married. And she had done the Vision Commitment Action workshop of the Hunger Project. And she shared how since that Vision Commitment Action workshop, that in that little village where we were, a self-help group had formed. And she pointed out a few of the other women in the self-help group that came together every week and supported each other. And not unlike other stories that I've shared in the past, like Laiju, who also was from Bangladesh, they got together some seed funding themselves. So they gathered together money through selling rice at market and so on. And they got enough money together to be able to have some seed capital, then lend it to one another in the group. And when it was Taslima's turn to borrow the money, Taslima bought a sewing machine. And she showed us the sewing machine. It was like one of those old Singer kind of sewing machines, black little thing. It was amazing little machine. And that's what she had bought. And she had started a little seamstress business, doing repairs on clothing or making clothing for people, making saris, making, whatever. And then with the money that she had earned, either selling those clothes or repairing clothes, doing alterations and so on, she had earned enough money to pay back the sewing machine to her little group of women. And then After that, there was more, there was more in that, and then that got lent out to one of the other girls who spoke after Taslima, and so on. But as Taslima spoke, I remember just being so moved because the sense of resilience and commitment that she had to transforming her family and their situation. She told us of her kids and how, she used to really only be able to afford to feed them one meal a day of rice. It wasn't much. But through the empowerment that she'd got, through the training with the Hunger Project, through how they'd set up this self-help group, it was now a self-sustaining little community that were not just bringing Taslima and her family out of hunger and poverty, but bringing her entire community. Like everyone in that village was touched by the emboldenment of these women leaders inside that community. It was extraordinary. And watching the smiles on the faces of the other women as Taslima spoke about her journey just gave me such a strong sense of community, that I was really witnessing transformational communities in action. And it's a little part of that I'm trying to replicate here through one of many. But I've never seen it so vibrantly alive as I did in that little village in Bangladesh. It was unbelievable to see them all supporting each other and so powerfully connected. So as you hear this little story about Taslima and how she was able to start her little business and was able to make a difference in her community, what can you take away for yourself? I want you to, in the comment section, what lessons do you hear for yourself from Taslima? What is it? What is it that you can take away from her story that would make a difference for you? I want you to really think about that. I want you to write it down. What is it that what is it that would make a difference for you? Whoever's the one of many sharing the links there, that looks like it's two links stuck together. So just be careful of that. Is that you, Trace, or is that somebody else?
No, that's the link we got from the...
Oh, does it work if you click on it? Does that work? Because it looks like it's two links. Can you see how it looks like it's repeated twice? There's two HTTPSs in there, so just double check that works. So Orla is saying that her lesson is passion and purpose. I love that, Orla. I love it. Yes, that's it. She's passionate about where she wants to get in the world. She's passionate about making a difference, and she's very connected to her purpose, why it matters. And I think for any of us starting businesses, or any of us wanting to change anything, if we're not connected to our purpose, to the reason why, it's very hard to get something off the ground. Patricia says, just do it, right? Like what are our excuses? We hide behind so many excuses, I think, when it comes to making change or getting something done differently, right? I don't want you to do that. I want you to just get out there and start doing it. Now, I'm going to share another story with you here in a minute, but I want to tell you about the competition right now. Because if you feel like you could use a little bit of my support on your business, or a little bit of my personal one-on-one support in your life in some way, I'm going to ask you to help me with something. Because at the Hunger Project, we have an intention to fundraise £5,000 from Giving Tuesday. Now, I don't know if you know about Giving Tuesday, but it's a brilliant idea. So, Thanksgiving was last Thursday, predominantly in the States, but many countries around the world acknowledge it. Friday was Black Friday, where there's loads of great specials. You can go and spend a shit ton of money on crap you don't really need or presents for Christmas. And then there's been Cyber Monday, where all of the online people get a candle on. Here's your discounts. Go spend more money. Well, after all of the spending sprees comes Giving Tuesday. And the Giving Tuesday is the day that we go, you know what? How do we actually really make change? Because let's face it, a new TV might be nice, but it's not going to really change the world. New pair of leggings, overpriced leggings, if you've been following me on Facebook, might be nice, but it's not going to change the world. A new, toys for your kids for Christmas might be nice for your kids, but it's not going to change the world. What is going to change the world are organizations like the Hunger Project. And there may be others that you support, but I love the Hunger Project because I love the way it is leveraged. We don't give handouts. money donated to the Hunger Project is not just given out as a handout, right? Or turned into something that is handed out. It gets transformed into educating a leader who is equipped, emboldened, and has the confidence to then change her corner of the world, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. And then and it is run predominantly through volunteers in all of the countries where we work. It's a very small team through a lot of volunteers that deliver these trainings. And for that reason, money that's donated to the Hunger Project goes a really long way. We have a 4-star charity navigator rating, which is the highest that you can get. Like 4 stars is the highest that you can get because of financial transparency and so on. And I am super proud of the work that Manda and the other trustees have done over the last 12 months, where they have really created an extraordinary movement for change here in the UK. We're really focused on our Unleashed Women initiative. It's an amazing initiative of women, an amazing community of givers. If you're interested in getting involved in that, just write Unleashed Women. If you'd like to be a regular donor, write Unleashed Women in the comments, and I'm sure we'll get Manda to reach out to you on Facebook and get connected, and we can tell you all about it. But today, we've got an intention for Giving Tuesday to raise £5,000, and I want you to help me. I want you to help me to help the women like Taslima and like Satni, Chitra, and Julie that I'm going to tell you about in just a little while. And I would like you to make a contribution. So we've got a link that we're posting in the comments section there. So if you click on that link, you'll see it takes you to the Giving Tuesday initiative. And I would like you to make a contribution. How much? I don't know. How much makes you feel a little uncomfortable? Is it uncomfortable for you to give £20? Great, give 20. Is it uncomfortable for you to stretch and give 50? That means you might have to make a bit of a smaller gift for a child this year. Great, do it. Is it a little uncomfortable for you to give £100? Great, do it. I say we want to be giving consciously, not unconsciously, not without just leftover money. And for everybody who gives £30 or more, well, actually, let me put it this way. For every £30 that you give, you will go into the draw. You'll get one ticket to go into the draw to win a one-on-one, 1-hour coaching session with me. And I can help you turn that £30 investment in the work of the Hunger Project into a coaching business that grows. I can help you to identify your positioning and your niche. I can help you to navigate your way through a relationship if you want some life coaching from me. I mean, whatever, you know me, you know what I can support you with. I've grown businesses from 0 to 7 figures in 12 months. You know, I do the juggle myself. I'm an entrepreneur with a big business and kids and family and all of that. I do it myself, whatever you need. If you know I can help you, you've got my time for a whole hour on a virtual coaching session. And for every £30 you invest in the Hunger Project, you will get one entry into the draw to win that coaching session. So if you go to that link, here's what you need to do to enter. You need to go to that link, give £30 or give £60 or give £90 or give £120. However much you give, every £30 is one entry. And then we will gather, and you need to take a photograph, like a screenshot. When you check out, take a screenshot of it and email it to us at talk@oneofmany.co.uk. Email the screenshot of your amount you're giving. We're not going to chase up with the Hunger Project to get receipts or any of that sort of stuff. All of that will happen anyway. They'll send you stuff. But just take a screenshot of it when you do it, or take a photo on your phone if you're on your laptop, just so that we can see that, yes, you've done it. Send it in, and for every £30, we will put one entry into the drawer. And next Tuesday on Lunch and Learn Live, I will announce who is going to win, who has won the 1-hour coaching session with me. Because if you want to unleash your passion and purpose like Taslima, if you want to just get on and do it, if you want to take one step forward every day, let's identify what's the biggest thing stopping you from doing that. And in 1 hour, we'll make sure we get to the bottom of it, blast it out of the water, and help you get in action as you head into the holiday season. Who thinks that would be an amazing, amazing opportunity? Give me a big thumbs up or some love in the chat channel there. Also, if you've got friends in the one of many community, or sisters or mothers or aunts who would A, be inspired by the work of the Hunger Project, or B, would really dig a 1-hour coaching session with me, please tag them in the comment section. Share this video today and tell them all about this opportunity, because it is an incredible opportunity to be a part of achieving a really amazing intention together as the one of many community, fundraising this £5,000. And secondly, it's a great opportunity to win some coaching. So tell your friends about it as well. So let's continue on, because I want to share another. So make sure you give £30. Every £30 you give, you take a screenshot, tell us how many, and that's one entry in, and you can win that session. Make sure you send the screenshot to talk@oneofmany.co.uk. Now, the second story I want to share with you to inspire you today is a story of Satni, Chitra, and Julie. Now, later on that afternoon, it was the same day from this trip where we stopped by the side of the road and heard these 40 incredible villagers telling us the list of things that they'd achieved. And then we went into another part of the area where we met Taslima and her friends in the self-help group in another small village. In the afternoon, we went to yet another village nearby. And in that village, we met a young man who was running the remedial school there. So the remedial school is basically, again, it was, I guess, I've seen barns a bit like it in the UK, where it's a roof on wooden pillars, floor, maybe a grass, like, those kind of grass sort of mats, woven mats, or maybe a carpet or something, but mostly, just the floor. And he would teach the remedial school. And he was trained by the Hunger Project, the leader of this school. And the kids that were falling behind in school, who were at risk of dropping out of school and then going into early childhood marriage, or working really hard for a few rupee a day or something, they would stay in school. And we know from so much research that the most important metric to ending poverty and hunger in rural areas around the world, the most important metric is how long girls especially stay in school. So he was running this remedial school. But this story is about 3 young volunteers. The girls, Satni, Chitra, and Julie, who were 16, 16, and 18 years old. Now, these girls had done their own education. They were teenage girls, with teenage girl interests and all of that kind of stuff. And in the mornings, they would wake up and they would have to help their parents feed their own siblings and help out, they might have a little vegetable garden, or, a poultry farm, or whatever that they would be helping out with as well. So they would help out with the chores and the farming. And they would go to school themselves. And then after school, after their own school would be finished, when most other teenagers in the world, I don't know about if you've got teenagers, but I've certainly known a few in my time, been one once, they would, go off and do whatever. These girls, when they were finished school, would then go and volunteer their time at the remedial school in the village, helping out those kids who weren't keeping up, so that they could stay inspired, stay in school, and ultimately transform hunger and poverty. And it was really interesting, because I remember one of my colleagues, one of the other investors, asked a question through our translator of the girls, and said, your story is so inspiring that in your busy teenage life, you're busy doing all of these things, you're busy helping out with chores, you're busy with your own school, and you still find up to 1 or 2 hours a day to volunteer your time in the remedial school. Why do you do that? Was the question. And the answer still brings tears to my eyes. One of the girls spoke, and she spoke so powerfully. She said, because since our work with the Hunger Project, we are committed to a Bangladesh free from illiteracy. And that's why we do it. So talk about purpose. At the age of 16, at the age of 18, these girls who participated in the Young Leaders program in Bangladesh, these leaders are so committed to changing their country and changing outcomes for children that they give up hours of their week They invest, not give up. Like us, they're investors. Those three girls invest an hour every day, 2 hours some days, to support kids that are at risk of falling out of school, not for those individual children, but because they have a vision where Bangladesh is free from illiteracy, because they know if Bangladesh is free from illiteracy, it is free from poverty, it is free from hunger. They know that bigger vision. And so they do it every single day. So I ask you, what have you done towards the world that you see recently? How much time have you given to the world that you want to see? Have you got a purpose big like Satni, Chitra, and Julie? Have you got a big purpose like that? How much money have you given? Because I think that's the thing, right? Here in the West, in the UK where I am, or Australia where some of you are, or the States where you might be calling in from today, our role in the Hunger Project, our role in ending hunger and poverty is not to go volunteer in the remedial schools. Sunny, Chitra, and Julie are doing that. We don't need to build the remedial schools because they're doing that. Our partners are doing that already. Our job is to fund them, fund their education, fund the needs of the volunteer trainers who are equipping them. This is what I mean. Your donation goes such a long way in the Hunger Project because of the beautiful way that it works. It's extraordinary. And we're front runners in, and very, very much. We have consultative status with the UN. We've got the John Coonrod, one of the founding members of the Hunger Project, who's been involved for the 44 years, is a key leader in expert in discussing community-led development all around the world. It's extraordinary. Like, I love this organization. I cannot overstate it enough. So I would love your help this Giving Tuesday to make more Satni, Chitra, and Julies in the world. If I'm right, and I don't know if Manda's here with me, but in terms of how far your money goes, to train a young leader like that, I think is in the realms of about 80, maybe £100 to train a young leader like that. So, that could be an idea of how much you would give. And as I said, for every £30 that you give using the link that we've put here in the comments section, every £30 you give, you get one entry to go in the draw to win a coaching session with me. Now, we are going to be sharing this video into all of our One of Many groups. We want you to share it as far and wide as possible because we together want to raise £5,000 for the Hunger Project. We really, really do on this Giving Tuesday. And we would love your partnership in that. So if you go to that link and do it right now, take a screenshot of your donation and email it to us at talk@oneofmany.co.uk. And we'll collate them all. We'll draw it out of the hat. And you have, when does that need to be done by? Let's say as long as you make let's make your donation by this Friday. Do it today while you're thinking about it, but make the donation by this Friday. And then we will draw it out on Monday. So make sure you've got all of your entries in this Friday. We'll draw the winner on Monday and announce it next Tuesday. Amazing. Oh, amazing. Patricia says, I am amazing. I'm really short on cash, but I'll give £30. I love it, Patricia. Thank you. Because these women are short on time. Our partners in the villages, they are short on time. They're short on money, right? £30 for us. Okay, it might be really tough, but we won't notice it again I don't know how long it'll be, maybe a week, maybe a month. It'll feel, okay, it's going to be tighter for a little while. But I love that. I love that that's outside your comfort zone. I love that. And I'm doing a birthday fundraiser for the Hunger Project, says Patricia. Thank you for your partnership, Patricia. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Anne Marie says, gosh, Sunny, Chitra, and Julie, a far cry from the tech-addicted, entitled teenagers of the Western world. What a joy to hear it. I know, right? Maybe you want to share this video with some of your, some teenagers. Maybe you want to share it with some kids. Maybe you want to share it with somebody in your community, your school, your WhatsApp group that you're a part of with your moms. There are incredible stories that come out of the Hunger Project. Highly recommend Kathy Burke's book, Unlikely Leaders, if you want to just immerse yourself in amazing stories of people doing amazing things. It is absolutely fundamentally life-changing reading that book and being What's even more life-changing is being an investor in the Hunger Project, because we get to hear about this. We get to hear from Badil Majumdar, who is the country director of the Hunger Project in Bangladesh, who's, he does calls for our Unleashed Women initiative. So we have a lot of women here in the UK who are involved at a very deep level as ongoing investors. Give us a shout if you're interested in that, and I'll get you connected with Manda, our acting CEO, and Emma, our amazing team. But yes, please do. Please do. So I can see that we've written there the email address to send your screenshot of your donation so that we can see that you've done it is at talk@oneofmany.co.uk, and the deadline is for Friday the 3rd of December. But today is Giving Tuesday. So do it today. Let's do it, and let's spread the word. Right? Let's spread the word together. Ladies, it has been amazing spending some time with you today. What's your biggest takeaway from Satni, Chitra, and Julie's story for yourself? What did you hear in their story about your challenge? Let's finish off with bringing it back to you and reflecting on you. What are you going to do differently in the future as a result of hearing about either Taslima or Satni, Chitra, and Julie? I would love to hear that in the comment section today. What's making a difference for you? What's making a real difference for you? Let's finish up with that. And once again, please do give generously today. You can really make a huge difference with your donation. Every £30 entry will go in the draw to win a one-on-one coaching session with me. I can support you with anything you like. You know me and what you can count on me for. We'll do that together. So, is anyone going to respond to me and what you're taking away from today? What are you taking away, my darlings? Let me know in the comment section here. What are you taking away? Oh, lovely. Irina says, you've achieved incredible community through your passion and you are just exquisite, Jo. That's very nice. Thank you. I'm amazed how beautiful our community was and wondering where your inspiration was coming from. Well, now you know, Irina. It's from these women. It's extraordinary. My last lesson is making a decision, taking a calculated risk if needed, and moving forward. Beautiful. I love it. That's fantastic. Elizabeth says, to use my energy to inspire and light up others. Do you know, this is the thing. I don't know that necessarily Taslima, Satni, Chitra, Julie, and the literally hundreds of women that I met in Bangladesh, and it's not just Bangladesh, by the way. The Hunger Project works in India. It works in many countries in Africa. It works in Central America as well. I'm not sure that they do it to light up others. I think they do it to, author a different future for their children, for themselves, one where hunger and poverty is not a part of it. And the side effect of what they do is it does give such great inspiration to us. And what a blessing it is that we get to hear their stories and make a difference in our own lives and in the lives of others. Patricia says, I'm inspired. I got inspired and will move towards my purpose despite my fears. Fantastic, Patricia. I love it. That's great to hear. Well, for all of you who are here today, thank you so much for your attention. It's the greatest gift you could give is your time. Thank you so much for sharing today's video with everybody that you know. And thank you very much to those of you who, like Patricia, are making a donation to the Hunger Project, helping us to achieve our intention of raising £5,000 towards ending hunger and poverty, educating people like Satni, Chitra, and Julie, who will then go on to be volunteers and make a real difference in their communities. People like Taslima, who will then get self-help groups together and help women all in their communities to raise themselves out of poverty and make a real difference. It's extraordinary work, life-changing work. Go check out some of the videos on the Hunger Project on YouTube. You'll be so inspired. And make sure that for every £30 you're investing, you send us your little screenshot so that we can put your entries in and you might win a one-on-one coaching session with me. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today, darlings. It's been fantastic spending some time. I'll see you next time when I have an announcement for you. We will let you know the winner next Tuesday. See you then. Bye.